Everybody, welcome to another video for our Sunday night behavior videos. This week we're going to be doing behavior number 20, which is focus on the solution rather than the problem. It says focusing on the negative drains energy and is non-productive. Apply creativity and enthusiasm to develop an idea on how to solve a problem before complaining about the problem. If you don't think someone else's suggestion will work, take the initiative and always suggest an alternative. Don't ever say no without having an instead. Um, I figured when I took this behavior on that I wasn't the first person to talk about this. I figured that there was a lot of brilliant people out there who had spoken about this particular solution focused rather than problem focused scenario in the past. I figured I could find some brilliant people that maybe had already talked about it and had quotes about it or videos about it, and I did. But I wanted to do my own. I wanted to bring in some aspects of things that I did read about from other people, put my own little twist on it. But I wanted to start with a quote from Bill Gates, obviously a great entrepreneur, a great businessman, and he has a quote that I like and I don't like at the same time. And I'll explain why. He says, "I believe that if you show people the problems and you show them the solutions, they will be moved to act." That's great. It's very big picture. It's a sign of a great leader who sees a problem and is able to provide solutions so that others can act or they can act, whatever the case might be. But it's so big picture that I think it fails to understand that and how to figure out what the problem is and what to figure out the solutions are in order to provide them. I think that I read another article that had some good tips in it about how to be solution focused rather than problem focused. But I think it had a thing in there that I think we need to understand prior to being solution focused is that what the problem is. How do we figure out what the problems are? I think that one of the big things that I would say, and that I think that I will continue to try to embrace, and I hope others out there will as well, is not to assume anything. Oftentimes with a problem, there's multiple stories, there's multiple ways that things came about, that a problem wasn't always a problem. And so at some point it became a problem. So where did that key happen that it turned from being fine to being a problem? It's a matter of finding out and figuring out what that was. Not assuming that the problem occurred here, or the problem was because of this. It's a matter of really focusing on, where that shift happened from becoming not a problem, like I said, to becoming a problem. I think that if we assume things, if we start trying to focus on a solution to a problem without truly understanding what the problem is, that solution is going to be faulty. It's not going to solve the problem, and it's either, even if it does, it's not going to be a long-term solution. So I think that that's number one. I think we need to obviously not make assumptions, truly understand what the problems are, focus on what that problem is in order to be solution focused. Being solution focused isn't an overnight thing. Let's be honest. It's going to be an overtime thing. It's going to be something where we learn from each other, we learn from our mistakes, we learn from the mistakes of others, and how others have done something and how they were successful in doing that. You don't just become solution focused overnight. Obviously, these behaviors are not meant to be overnights. They're meant to get us thinking, to try to develop, I hate to use the word, but develop behaviors and develop ways of doing things that maybe otherwise we wouldn't have. I mean, maybe we wouldn't have thought about how to do something. These behavior videos also are, meant to be someone's opinion. Like, this is my opinion. I think that this is a great behavior. I think that oftentimes, like I said, we make a lot of assumptions without truly understanding what a problem is in order to solve that problem. My opinion is that being solution focused isn't an overnight thing. It's a matter of learning over the course of time, and eventually, we can become a solution focused rather than problem focused and focusing on the problem. But I think it's a matter of also understanding that from the beginning you need to understand what the problem is in order to solve it. So it's like, I don't know. I guess a good example is that if your car breaks down, and you say your problem is your car doesn't work. You can't get from A to B. You can't get to work. You can't get to the grocery store. You can't pick up your kids from school. Whatever the case might be, that's a problem. What the problem is that your car doesn't work. the thing is that the car has so many components, just like any scenario out there, and you don't truly know what that problem is until you take it into a mechanic. If you're mechanically inclined yourself, you can figure it out. And it's a matter of tweaking. It's a matter of looking at different parts. Is it the transmission? Is it the engine? Is it the timing belt? All these parts, obviously, to a car. What is it? What little part? What little thing went wrong in order to create that larger problem? And so I think that if we can figure out what that problem is and then create a solution how to prevent that problem from the future, obviously also at the same time correcting the issue this time, it's a matter of that'll allow us to be solution focused, understanding problems as they occur and learning from them. You can't, like I said, you can't truly be a solution focused organization, a solution focused team, or solution focused person without truly understanding how problems occur from the beginning, how they, where a problem became a problem. So I think that's where I see, this behavior is learning from problems and then solving problems there at that time in order to prevent them in the future. If you figure out that the reason that your car broke down and doesn't work is because something happened where you ran over something in the middle of the road. We'll learn from that. Hopefully, we won't run over things in the future. And at the same time, you have to say, it goes without saying that even with being solution focused, even having a solution, an alternative to a problem occurring in the future, and focusing on that solution rather than the problem, it's not foolproof. Things will still happen. You might try to avoid that pothole, or you might try to avoid that stick in the road that jumped up into your engine and caused an issue. But things happen. Life happens, and so I think it's learning from that. Always understanding that there is a solution to any problem. Always understanding that there's usually more than one solution to a problem, and working together as a team to figure out what that best solution is. So that's where I'd like to end this video. Just saying that remember what Bill Gates said, is that he believes that if you show people the problems, you show the solution, they will be moved to act. But I think that we need to focus on one, what the problems are, how we can learn from those problems to become solution focused. And then over time, hopefully that big picture that Bill Gates has will be something that as a company we can embrace. So I want to end the video there. Next week we're going to be doing behavior number 21. I'm not entirely sure. I think Cindy will be doing it, maybe another guest video, but it will be embrace learning and have goals. Hope everyone has a good rest of the Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Have a good one.